inverted, narcissistic, and most importantly, completely pointless. Come waste an hour of your week with The Starting Block, Friday nights Australian time at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. Get in touch with us on Twitter at The Starting Block, no K at the end. Also, subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or iTunes by searching for The Starting Block, all one word, or on Podbean at startingblock.podbean.com. Join the blockheads, tuning in their millions, right around the world.
You're listening to The Starting Block on TAVshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got updates. We're like a brand new mobile or an old mobile. It doesn't matter. There's updates up the arse. We got that. We got politics. We got hot toss. All that and much more here on the block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from The Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok, and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is TAVshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. You've got myself Green on and joined by a man who's been urgently seeking legal counsel to work out whether coming out with a completely fictional kind of Unity Day situation might be cost for liable. Okay, Captain Damon, how are you, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, listenerships, blockheads around the world. Everything's going well. Yep. I've got no idea yet again what your opening reference is referring to. So, job well done. We're off to a flying start. Yep.
We're just going to move on.
Well, okay, before we move on, I've got a little bit of...
I like stories about pinatas.
Bit of an impromptu one. It's actually, I've got an idea that, because we're doing pre-show right now, by the way. So I've got an idea I want to bring to the show, Greeno, and it's a new segment.
I like the ideas.
Okay, you want to get the ideas flowing. I've got this segment, and it's called Observations of a New Parent, Greeno.
Okay.
I
like it.
All right. So
I like it.
It's a little bit like elevator music, just a couple of things that I've noticed around the place.
Is this kind of almost a step back in time to when we used to do a segment called what was it, Damo's Thoughts or something similar to that?
Yeah, I can't remember what that was called. What was that called?
It was a
Talking
short-lived
Points.
segment. Damo's Talking Points.
It was Talking Points.
We had elevator music.
That's right.
And you go on off some random rant about one particular topic, which is pretty much what the show has evolved into anyway.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, we weren't really good at what we were doing before either. So, it's not like we gave anything up to talk shit.
No, true. True.
Just wasting everybody's time as usual. So, I've come to this observation. I've realized this observation recently, Greeno, and it's in regards to, say, family members or people you work with or just people in general. Now, I have found as a new parent, if somebody is already a parent, they secretly want for you to experience as much pain and misery as is humanly possible, and they don't even mask it. So, like take this for example. Everything's going great with the little baby BoogieBumper baby, right? She's flying. She's fantastic. Now, she's recently had to get one of these braces on because she's got hip dysplasia, right? Yep. Now, before this took place, she's had it on for like 3 days, okay? So we're still in the adjustment period. Now, before this took place, we didn't even hear her scream, man. This was like the happiest kid, smiling, always happy, quiet, good sleeper, champion sleeper. Everything's going well. And whenever I would tell people, like when they ask, "Oh, how's the kid? How's everything going?" and I'd explain how good she's going, they'd always kind of look pissed off. They'd always look a little bit disappointed. And I used to wonder, why is that? Or the reaction would be like, "Don't worry, won't last like that forever."
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, well, why would you jump straight to the negative? Like, I'd even have people say to me, "Oh, look, one day they'll, you'll be asking them to shut up and they'll hate your guts." And I think, yeah, but can we just wait for that day to happen?
Focus on the positive. Yeah.
Focus on the positive for now. So
for at least 6 weeks.
At least 6 weeks. At least 6 weeks. So she's put this thing on, and the last few days have been, a little tricky, a little hard.
A bit unsettled.
Yeah, a bit unsettled because she can't move her little legs like she used to, and she's a big fidgeter, Greeno, big stretcher like a daddy, big fidgeter like a daddy.
Can't stop moving.
Can't stop moving, always tapping your foot or pacing around or doing something, always moving. And now all of a sudden she can't really move. And so, it's caused a little bit of like during the night, some screaming, some like proper screams. It's a bit sad. You got to pick her up and it's okay, mate. It's okay. You'll be right.
This is helping.
That's it. And so just about everybody, and I haven't told many people to be fair, but just about everybody who knows, or, whether it's parents or, people at work or whatever, you tell them this and their demeanor is now like, yeah. Well, that's pretty fucking, that happens. That's what'll happen. And I finally realized my observation is if you've become a parent, it becomes the thing that you're looking for is pain and misery in other parents. And if they're happy and everything's going well, you think, fuck you.
Nice, Gary!
It's a very vindictive, nasty little world out there with the parents, Greeno.
100% is. If I can,
Vicious.
I can think back a number of years where I had a very similar conversation with the former opening bowler of the St. Clair Hawks under 12 Bs, Joel Stefanowski. Yep. And we had a very similar conversation, like with our firstborn. The pregnancy itself was pretty smooth. Everything was good. There was no kind of like oh, no morning, like the morning sickness is very minimal. Everything's going really well.
Oh, mate, don't worry. Everything might be going smooth now, but that doesn't mean things can't fuck up at any moment. You know?
Spot on. So we were like, that's what my wife was copying when she would say, oh, things have been going all right. And we had this conversation. We had this conversation with the former opening bowler, the St. Clair Hawks under 12 B, Joel Stazanowski, and his lovely wife. And Stazza, in the perfect Stazza way, he didn't, like, his only advice was, fuck him. That's all he had to say.
Nice.
My wife was like, what do you mean? He's like, fuck him. Like, whatever they say, fuck them. And I'm like, that's good advice, sound advice. It's absorbing the essence of Stazza.
Yes.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
These people are miserable fuckers. Anyone who can't show empathy in that situation, that kind of sucks, man. Like the little one who was nice and settled previously, now a little bit like nice, not exactly going as smoothly, and she's not enjoying it as much. That sucks. Like that's not a good thing.
They lap it up, Greeno.
Satisfaction in that.
They love it. It's beyond satisfaction. They love it. And look, you don't even
good, man.
Look, I don't even want empathy. I don't care that much. You don't have to give me empathy.
I don't want you. No, fuck you. Like you can fuck off. I'm talking about for the little one.
Yeah.
The BoogieBumper baby.
Yeah.
Empathy for her, and just be like, oh, that sucks, man. She can't move her legs and shit. Like
they don't even have to give empathy for her. I don't mind. I just find it very strange that, like, because you can not care. Weird. You can not give a fuck. Like, that's fair. Like, if you told me something like that and I didn't care about you or your family or know you or whatever, and, I'm going to forget about you 5 minutes later, I go, oh, okay, well, that's no good. Yeah. All right. And that's all you have to say. But then, if like, oh, look, things are going pretty bad. Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's what happens.
Fucking idiots.
That's what happens, mate.
They do the same thing. I think it's obviously a jealousy thing because I've seen similar thing happen when people
things are going too smoothly over there.
Yeah, babies sleeping through the night. Like, oh, how's they sleeping? Oh, they're getting 8 hours, and people just the look on people's face like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, they're getting a good solid 8 hours, and they're just like daggers.
It's either that, it's either daggers, or they go bullshit. It's like no, everything's going pretty well. Yeah, whatever, mate. Bullshit. We all know. Do you? Okay.
Fair observation, sir.
Yeah.
Fair observation. A fucked up one. A fucked up one.
A funny one, though.
But
people are strange. Everyone's a misery guts. Everyone wants everyone else to share in their misery. And if it was hard for them, dag nabbit, it better be hard for you too. Otherwise, it's not fair. Right?
Impromptu story time. Then,
little story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
Well, because today is like last day COVID restrictions. Now it's just like, fuck it, right? No one cares in Australia anymore. Whatever rules used to exist in any way, shape, or form, no rules anymore. Go nuts.
Yep.
And that for me personally, because I'm quite a cautious person, is something that I'm trying to like wrap my head around.
Especially with money.
Yeah, well, no, this is not a financial thing. This is more just kind of like a general health thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, hang on, for how many years now we've been told like this is the end of the world, but now it's like, whatever, go nuts. So it's an interesting psychological dynamic I'm trying to like coagulate in my brain here.
Greeno, ironically, if you trusted the science back in 2008, you'd be probably in prison for now for fucking credit card fraud or something, because they told you, oh look, the world's going to end very shortly. So if you were like, well, I'll take the Tom Hanks approach and spend up big on the credit card before jumping into the volcano, Greeno, you'd be up shit creek right now. The world really would be ending for you financially. You'd be out on the street. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But I had to go quick some grocery shopping before the show today.
Yeah,
and the mask situation is something I always found interesting because I'm like, I think we talked about in the show before. Like, feel free to do whatever you want, go nuts. Mm-hmm. But it seems to make sense if you put something over your face, and for an airborne disease, it might, in some way, shape, or form, stop something coming out of your mouth and going to someone else.
Yeah,
theoretically, let's just put it into
theoretically. It makes sense that if you it makes theoretical sense that if you stick something in front of your face, that will make it more difficult for things to get out of your face.
Shit to get out of it. Yeah. Exactly.
It might not be very effective. It might not be very good, but it might be like just a little bit better.
It might do something.
Yeah.
So
but it mightn't be very good at all.
No. We'll find out.
Watching
looking at the shops today, and week after week after week, I see less and less masks, and that's fine. That's all good. But today, with the reduction of basically any kind of isolation period or whatever, it's just go nuts. Into the shops, and there were 2 other people in the store out of like 150 I saw that were wearing a mask.
Okay.
Now, the first lady was probably about 90 years old.
Okay. No explanation needed. Fair enough.
No explanation needed. The second lady was obviously someone who was in the middle of a chemotherapy routine. And I looked at those 2, and then I looked at the other 148 in the store, and I'm like, we've got a slogan. Because the new mentality is COVID. Fucking look after it. You'll be all right. Look after yourself. It's your problem.
Yeah.
It's your problem now.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Like it should have always been. But anyway,
Let's
we
take
got
care of
there
yourself.
eventually. We got the for those of us who were saying let's take the take care of it yourself approach from the outset instead of, you know, shutting down businesses and throwing people in prison and policing the internet for potential protest marches. Instead of doing all that, why don't we take the just be careful yourself and take care of it yourself approach? No, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's reckless. And now, because I guess the science has become lazy or convenient, one or both, Greeno. Now we're taking that approach anyway. So it's like, well, we're doing it anyway. So what's the difference? Okay.
Hey, this is money, sir. This is all about money. It's like, we can't have these. What do you mean? Someone, if they're sick and can infect other people, they got to stay at home for 5 days. We can't have that. That's impacting the economy.
Yes.
We're going to get back out there sick and fucking infect other people.
Yeah.
Even the sick people that are already out there that are going to die. To fucking get them. The survival of the fittest is what we're now going to be dealing with.
Yep.
Love it. But I felt so bad for this poor lady out there. Obviously in the middle of it,
Well, I mean, you can get your groceries delivered if you wanted to.
Yeah, but at a cost, sir.
No, they deliver free these days.
No, there's
Absolutely.
always a cost.
No, they deliver free, mate. They're so desperate to have your business that they will hand deliver it to your front door free of fucking charge. You go on the internet and you scan around and you get what you need to get and you're off and rolling. So, I just wonder, so for people who are suffering autoimmune diseases and whatnot, obviously it's a tough fucking gig. We all know that, it's no good. But I guess my first question would be, well, what did you do pre-COVID? Were you wearing a mask then? Because there's always a lot of things in the air that can kill you if you are susceptible to those types of things. And I would suggest that people who are in that position are probably people who are very, very careful about their hygiene already because their life literally depends on it. So, I guess what I'm saying is, well, we could go back to closing all the businesses and sending the whole population home again. It obviously worked out so well for this country the first time around, didn't it?
Nice, Gary!
Interest rates never look better.
Interest rates never look better.
Petrol was never cheaper, to be fair, when the world was in lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah. I get,
We had
the recession.
1.6% interest rate and 89 cents per litre petrol.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking lock them up.
Lock them back
All
down
of it.
again.
Lock the whole country up.
So you
Lock
think
the whole world up.
Yep.
It's the only way to solve the petrol crisis.
I love the way where you're going with this. So you think that the current inflation is primarily due to the fact that we've given people their freedom back?
Yeah, correct.
Nice,
What happened?
It's all your fault. Yeah.
People got greedy.
They
So
did.
what happened is people went a bit burko
Yeah.
and got all their loans, got all their stuff during lockdown because everything's fucking cheap.
Yeah.
And now suddenly people have got to go back out and they're like, hang on, well, we can't afford this anymore. So the obvious error is nothing to do with the lockdown. It's got to do with the unlocking.
Yeah, and I guess we
If
really
you think
should.
about it,
Yeah.
like let's put it into context.
Yeah.
Prisoners, how much debt do they create? If you go to a prison, hardened criminals, life in prison, how much debt are they creating?
They probably cost about $100,000 a year to keep alive.
Yeah,
each.
but not out of their pocket.
Out of ours, out of everyone else's.
Different.
Yeah. No, fantastic stuff. I love it.
Nice,
Damo, if we can do a quick step back in time to
Yeah, a
last
little
week's
step back in
Slash
time.
story time.
Greeno, just before we do though, I want to add this. Obviously we're joking about COVID, but we're not really. Kind of mean it, but we're just kind of having a laugh, but not really, but kind of are. But I think we should also spare a thought for the hardest hit demographic during COVID, Greeno, because you've heard about the elderly. You've heard about the people of colour as well, Greeno. There's a lot of people who are negatively impacted more so than, the average white person, say, for example. So
the rub and tug shops.
Rub and tug shops are in steep decline. The fish and chip shops, Greeno, they're all owned by immigrants. I mean, life's tough out there. But we should really consider, like, now that we're getting everybody back to work and back to the office, and because we want everybody out there and back there, we really should spare a thought for the hardest hit community in COVID, Greeno, and that was the rich property owners who rent out office space in the CBD.
Oh, those ones.
They suffered. They suffered more than anyone else. Yeah, and for the last
moment silence, please.
Yeah, they've had a moment. They've had a couple of moments.
Yeah, think about it for a minute.
Yeah, because I guess for the last 2 years, everyone was like, "Well, hang on, maybe we don't have to pay fucking $300,000 a month in rent to have an office overlooking Sydney Harbour. We've actually made more money with nobody coming into the office at all. How did that happen? Yeah, but,
fistfuls of cash saved, real estate sold up for profit, or rental agreements ruined, gone.
Yep.
No needed.
Yeah.
Gone.
And as we both know, property developers probably have one of the closest ears to anybody in government, Greeno. Big shot property developers probably get to talk to politicians more than any other interest group, I would say.
Big fat cash, yeah.
Big fat cash in this country. Well, it's the second biggest fucking economy in Australia is the real estate. Property development, selling fucking houses, basically. So we need to keep immigration up, and we also, Greeno, need to keep lining their pockets with the rent money. So I do wonder, after a year and a half of COVID, how many property developers were at the dinner, with the caviar and the Pinot Noir, Greeno, with the politician, maybe the Premier, Greeno, or the fucking treasurer or something like that. And say, hey, mate, you're not going to keep everyone locked up forever, are you? I mean, surely they've got to get back to the office at some time, don't they? I mean, don't they have to get back in there? Because let's be honest here, if every fucking office, if every workplace discovered all of a sudden that they didn't have to pay rent in CBD offices, the whole industry would go tits up over fucking night, Greeno. Well, overnight.
I tell you how I can confirm that assumption, sir.
Yes, please.
The fact that the one set of shares I own is capital property buildings.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Tell me about this fucking horror show. What happened there?
That particular share portfolio that I own
is
now worth less than my kid's piggy bank.
Nice, Gary!
I bet it was flying high in 2018, wasn't it?
The reason I had the option of selling these shares about 4 years ago, and I'm like, mate, fucking this thing
it's booming.
This fucking never loses money. Like,
it
just kept
going
up and up. And I'm like, there's fucking no reason that these share prices are ever going to drop. This is the most stable thing ever. Like, it's sweet. If anything, I'm going to buy more.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
I'm going to borrow against the house on these fucking things. Don't worry
Thankfully,
about
I didn't, because fuck me, my shares aren't worth shit.
Yeah.
But we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Now, you know nothing.
Everyone
about
back
property.
to the office. Daddy's got to get the portfolio fattened up again.
You know nothing about property. I know nothing about finance. Between us, I reckon we can fix this, right? Because I don't want people to go back in the office. Fuck that. It's fucking stupid. We're going to talk about that in the third topic of the segment one.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want that to happen. What we can do, though, where are all these beautiful offices located, sir?
Like I said, CBD. In Sydney specifically, you're talking Para and the CBD. And the CBD tends to be, the really expensive ones are around like the fucking park and on the water. Yeah. And there's some pretty expensive office space in places like fucking Mossman as well, and Bondi and those kinds of ritzy places. Yeah.
Exactly. So, solution. No one wants to go back to the office. I tell you what you can't get enough of.
Yeah.
Fucking apartments.
Apartment, baby.
Let's turn every single bullshit CBD office that used to be rented out for $300,000 a month.
I like it.
Turn it into apartments. Sell it to some fat rich pricks who
probably Chinese
Chinese
Communist Party members, Greeno.
Bring them on in and sell it for an exorbitant profit.
Yep.
Everyone's a winner. No one has to go back to the office. All the big fat rich property people still get their big fat cash.
I like it.
Everyone's a winner.
Yep. Convert the offices into luxury fucking.
Daddy, why does my bedroom look like a cubicle? That's because We used to pump 3 people in there and take calls left, right, and center, son.
Well, now
That's
you're
how we do
talking. Now you can really bring in the big bucks, Greeno, because what you can do is you don't even have to read. Well, just use those movable office walls, Greeno.
Yeah, move them around.
Move them around and just turn it into a bedroom. There you go.
Exactly. Well, the Mitch Hedberg joke, like, you know, I feel that the amount of rooms you have, the amount of bedrooms you have is basically what you define as a bedroom. Like, this bedroom has a stove in it. It's fine. Like, that's how we do it. This bedroom has a toilet in it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's still a bedroom. It's a fucking 6-bedroom house.
Wherever the bed is, that's the bedroom.
Correct.
Yep. So I reckon we could also, why don't the property developers do some good things for society for a change, Greeno? Why don't we turn all of the CBD office space into homeless shelters? Hey?
No, we can't do that. Where are you going to make the money?
Well, it's not about money, Greeno. It's about empathy.
No,
it's about being a good
empathy.
global citizen.
No. Well, I was like dead set cerebral, sir. I was literally thinking about this earlier.
Yeah.
How are people flicking over change to homeless people now?
Well, because in this economy,
there's no cash. There's no cash in society to begin with. Well, yeah, this economy, different story. Can't afford it. It's got to go on my interest. But
maybe the homeless people take Apple Pay now.
Are they doing PayPal?
They may
the homeless now?
They might be.
Because that's the only way. No one's got any change anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's got cash anymore, Greeno. Got to phase that out. It's too unsafe, Greeno. Might get COVID off it. Yeah.
We've established in the first 28 minutes of this show, before we've even started the show, the government's trying to phase out 2 people. Yeah. People that already are ill, they want them gone.
Well,
and also homeless.
Homeless people.
Because we can't have any like cash anymore. It's all going to be cards and everything's bank related. And we can't expect. And my theory is if someone's homeless but has got like an iPhone that they can do tap and pay.
Yep.
Well, if they got enough money for that plan and that phone, then fucking they can go buy a meal.
Well, they might just be using the McDonald's Wi-Fi. You know, the doorway that they're sleeping in.
Yeah, but then they had to buy the phone outright. No,
or maybe they stole it or sucked a dick for it or something. You know, these things happen out there on the streets.
They could happen.
Yeah.
What were we doing? Start of the show.
Podcast.
Yeah. Dama, update from last week. So we talked about the projector, the big fat projector for the big fat sport weekend.
Did we talk about the cheese?
We haven't got to the cheese yet. That's literally the second topic.
Fuck me.
Bullshitting for half an hour. We haven't even got to the first topic yet.
Fuck this show.
This show, man. It's fucking to kill it.
So pre-show's over. Pre-show's done.
Pre-show's over now. We're going to start the real show.
Okay.
So I talked about the projector, how the projector ended up being a dud, have to take the original projector back to the store because it didn't have enough lumens. Greeno didn't realize I had to research lumens to work out whether a projector would work in daylight when I want to do a big fat outdoor sport extravaganza.
You were 69,000 lumens short, if I'm not mistaken.
I was 69,000 lumens short, correct.
Yes.
6,900, sorry, not 69,000. That's too many lumens. That's fucking as bright as the sun.
Yeah.
Suns aren't even that many lumens. But
how many lumens is the sun? BE's in the chat. BE, how many lumens is the sun, mate?
Google the lumens. So took the one back, got the other one in. The other one came in yesterday. Fucking, I was pumped. I'm like, excellent. The new one with the lumens.
Ready to go.
Set it up. I'm going to get the big fat blow up I think it's 117 inch screen blown back up. I'm going to put the lumens back on it. And we're good to go with the new one. Now, the new one in itself is kick-ass because the original cheap-ass one with the only 100 lumens, basically everything had to be plugged into it. It was no good. This one, 7,000 lumens plus, it's got everything inbuilt. So there's apps inbuilt, so I don't have to plug anything into it. I can just download the apps, play everything straight off the actual projector.
So, you know, your KO, for example, or your Disney or whatever it is, you download the app and it's in the projector.
It's already
computer.
in the projector, and I just go bang, 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 play.
So this other thing, though, was just a pass-through. You had to plug something into it, didn't you? Like a laptop or your phone or whatever.
Yeah, everything had to be plugged in through HDMI. So
and it only came with 100 lumens.
100 lumens. Fucking literally couldn't light up my dick. That's how fucking bad this thing was. It was no good. I don't know whether it's bad for a dick or bad for the lumens. Either way,
I think it means you need a little trim down there, Greeno. Might be a little dark underneath the hedge.
It needs more.
Got to see some sunlight, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I set it up yesterday. Now, the lumens themselves in the new one, good. However, they created a new issue because what I realized
too bright, neighbors can't sleep.
No, not that. So what happened is the the blow-up projector the wife suggested, flaws. And we've talked about on this show before the fact that for some reason my suburb is nothing but gale force winds constantly.
Yes. It is.
So we've got this big blow-up projector that is pretty much like a massive 117-inch kite that's blowing, flopping, flapping around, fucking everywhere. So I'm trying to get the lumens on.
Hang on to it, kids. If you go over the fence, call us from the neighbour's house.
So then they've got these tie-down straps. I'm fucking tying it down. The wind is too heavy because this thing's too heavy. So it's ripping the poles out of the thing. And I'm like, well, this is just no good. Yeah. So now I'm already invested. I've already bought one projector. I've already taken the first projector back. I've then ordered the second projector to come in with the correct amount of lumens and the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi.
If I can interrupt, Greeno, very quickly, now I reckon would be the time to start thinking garage conversion and really going into it, doing it properly, fucking sealing it up, good to go. The office / fucking projector room. A couch, a desk, rock and roll.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's cerebral.
Oh,
so,
yes.
So I've gone into the wife. I'm like, remember the couple of $100 we spent on this? Remember the couple of $100 we spent on this blow up fucking projector thing last week? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, it's burnt. It's gone. We can't get a refund. It's done. This thing's got to go. However, what I have found is this beautiful portable fold up projector that I can literally hook up anywhere in my house. So I was like, this is not going to be impacted by wind because I can put it outdoors if the wind is okay.
Yeah.
I can put it indoors if there's an issue. I can put it inside my garage.
Yes.
And I did a test on like a wall inside garage
is it dark
with the
enough
new
in
Lumens
there?
projector.
Yep.
It's dark. It's fucking smick in there.
Okay.
For a quarter of the price.
Nice,
This new
Gary.
projector.
But of course, it doesn't count as a quarter. We have to be very strict here. It doesn't count as a quarter of the price if you've already purchased the two other products.
The first thing, correct.
Yeah.
So
you're not saving money here.
No,
let's be
I haven't
clear.
actually saved money here.
Okay.
I'm actually down about fucking $2,000 right
You're
now.
actually prepared now to go down with the ship into financial ruination completely and bankruptcy in order to get the projector to work.
I did not care how much this thing is costing. I'm like, this thing is going to be done because I've already bought 5 different items. It's going to happen.
You're going to be walking out after the bank has foreclosed on the house with nothing but a fucking projector screen under your arm. Trying to hitch a ride.
So I got to break the good news to the lovely wife last night, where I'm like,
out
look,
again.
the screen is now ordered, and good news, you know this door that we get out into our backyard? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that is now going to be covered by a projector screen. You've got to go through the laundry. You've got to go out. You're going to hook this bad boy up for Boxing Day. I end up getting a bigger screen and a 120-inch thing that is now going to cover up the entire way to get into my backyard. That's now gone.
You're now redesigning your house in order to
I'm inconveniencing everyone's exit into my backyard through a detour through the laundry.
Yeah.
And go to the side gate past the bins just so we can get this projector screen working.
So how's the projector going, Greeno? Yeah, it's going great. Sounds good, mate. Hey, how do I get to the dunny? Well, you've got to walk through the laundry, go out the back, turn right, go around, jump the fence, through the front door. Fuck.
Nice, Gary!
Hey, don't walk in front of the screen. Fuck.
Get out of the way. I'm trying to watch here. Yeah. So that's the Lumens update, sir. I'll let you know once the screen comes in, once it's all set up.
I like stories about pinatas.
Brilliant stuff.
Another quick story time if I can, and then we'll have a break and we'll come back with some more updates.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, sir, but I'm a big fan of cheese, right?
Oh, I love my cheese. Block cheese, grated cheese. I have a lot.
Cheese on crackers. Cheese,
one of my favorite things, Greeno, is just block cheese, like cut into kind of, I'll call it like schnitzel slices, like width, you know?
Okay.
A little bit thicker than a regular kind of cheese slice.
We're talking like a nail width?
Yeah, maybe like that, yeah. And I'll do a few slices of them on the block cheese, and I will just put it on like fresh bread rolls with nothing else, no butter or anything. And I'll just rip off bits of bread and bits of cheese and eat it like that. It's fucking
sandwich,
amazing.
beautiful.
Love it. No, not a sandwich, just ripping off parts, like nibblies, like nibbly tray
okay.
kind of sizes. So, yeah, I love my cheese, Greeno. Eat cheese constantly. And they say don't eat cheese late at night. Fuck that. Been doing it my whole life.
As much as you can get.
As much
100%.
as you can get. Yeah.
Now, I had a
Parmesan,
very...
Greeno.
Mate, Parmesan, you got the dried. I'm not a blue cheese fan personally.
No, me either.
That's no good. But yeah, the dried cheese, beautiful, all good.
Yep.
Now, I never thought I'd reach a situation in my life where I OD'd on cheese.
Tell me about it.
That situation happened to me last weekend. Now,
Okay.
we talked about it on last week's show, how big a sport weekend it was. Like
Huge.
I had literally, I was up at like 3 a.m. to watch baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched that for 12 straight hours. And then we had Bathurst the next day, and that went for another 12 hours. And there was another 4 games of baseball that day. And then after that, there was something else happening. Oh, we had Formula One, and then there was a cricket game after. It was just nuts.
End to end.
End to end. So I liked, for those big sporting weekends, I like to kind of pretend I'm in that sporting experience at a stadium by like creating my own menu that you'd buy at said stadium.
Okay.
So for the big baseball day, I'm like, look, you got to go kind of like hot dogs and nachos.
Nachos, yep. Good call.
Hot dog nachos. So I
and
organized
beer in a plastic cup.
Well, that as well. Yeah. I had fresh buds in the freezer ready to go. They were all good. But so I had nachos. Now my nacho recipe that I've got is fucking cracker. But there's 4 different types of cheese in my liquid cheese that goes on the nachos.
It should be a ballpark nachos. It shouldn't be particularly good. It should be like service station level.
No, these are delicious nachos, trust me.
And
but
don't Americans when Americans eat nachos, don't they only put cheese on it as well? They don't actually have all the meat and stuff.
No, there's mince and there's like jalapenos and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I see a lot of them just putting like fucking melted cheese on the corn chips, on the tortilla chips.
But yeah, no, the ones I've had a couple when I was in America, and they had all of it in there. There's as much as you want, as much or little as you want.
All right, fair enough.
So I did that, but yeah, the cheese sauce that I make for it has 4 different cheeses in it.
Okay.
So you got a bit of Monterey Jack, you got a bit of Parmesan, you got a bit of cheddar, you got a bit of mozzarella, and then you got milk. It's very creamy.
Cheese fest in there.
It's a cheese fest. So I've got this big vat of liquid cheese that's happening on the nachos.
Hot liquid cheese.
Hot liquid cheese. Now, I've also smothered hot dogs at lunch with cheese, also separate cheese.
Whoa, what? Like the wiener, the hot dog part?
The hot, yeah. Like you have cheese on a hot dog, right?
Right. So like at a servo again. See, again, you should be serving this cheese out of a pump bottle.
Yeah.
Ballpark style.
Could do that. Yeah. But at the same time, there's a lot of cheese going on.
Yeah.
So I had that. Now, I forgot on Friday night, I let my daughter pick dinners on certain nights, and she chose a pasta that happened to be like it was a chorizo carbonara, which in itself very cheesy.
Right.
So on Friday night, I've had a chorizo carbonara, which is cheesy out the ass. Then, because I didn't want to annoy people early in the morning on the Saturday, I bought cheese and bacon rolls. So I ate cheese and bacon rolls on Saturday morning.
Okay, so that's 2 cheese dishes. And then not just cheese dishes, cheese-based dishes.
Cheese heavy.
Yes.
Then I had a hot dog smothered in cheese.
Okay, cheesy dogs.
For lunch.
Yep.
Then I had nachos smothered in
nacho cheese. Yes.
On the Saturday night.
No, you had nachos covered in 4 kinds of cheese.
4 kinds of cheese, correct.
So that actually doubles. You're now up to 8 intakes of cheese for the day so far.
So then Sunday comes around. Sunday morning, I was so exhausted from the Saturday.
And the
slept
cheese.
Missed breakfast, right?
Right.
So I was like, missed breakfast, all good. Now for lunch, I'm waste not, want not. Because I don't like wasting anything. Now I had the leftover nachos. Now the problem was the leftover nachos ingredients that after everyone else had a crack that I had to eat was probably 80% cheese and 20% mince, no salsa,
no chips,
and no corn chips. So
you're just now drinking a bowl of hot cheese, basically.
I basically drank
garnished with meat.
A bowl of nothing but 4 different types.
Drinking it like soup.
Not just cheese, but day-old reheated cheese.
Nice, Gary!
Do you find yourself like halfway through that dish just stopping for a moment and pausing and go, wait, what the fuck am I doing? I'm a 40-year-old man. Why am I drinking a bowl of cheese?
I genuinely did so. I genuinely did. But
What
I'm
has my life
well,
become?
there's still a bit left.
Am I having a heart attack? That would have been the next
I didn't
thought.
want to waste it. I'm like, I've got to finish this off or I'm good.
Surely you've got to find like something else to use the cheese for. I would think of like a bread dip or something, maybe. You know,
I had no bread. It was all good.
No
so
bread.
I finished it off, and I'm like, I'm done with the cheese. And thankfully,
you are literally like Homer in The Simpsons, where he's like, "Ooh, 64 slices of American cheese,
I literally
63, oh, 62, oh." That's you.
It was me. So I'm like, I'm finally at the end of my cheese weekend. I'm like, oh, I'm done. And thankfully that night for dinner, I picked something that wasn't cheese related. I'm like, we're all good. Now the problem was I let my daughter, because it was the first day back at school the next day. Yep. And I'm like, what do you want for after your first day back at school?
Cheese sticks.
And she picked a cheese-based gnocchi dinner. And I literally said to her in the morning, I'm like, Bobby, like, can we switch this and have like a salmon and salad tonight?
Yeah, to break your daughter's heart because you'd had too much cheese.
She's like, she started crying. She's like, no, you said I could pick my meal. So what did Greeno eat on Monday night?
What?
A fucking cheese-based gnocchi and rocket dish instead.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Mm, 64 slices of American cheese. 64. 63. 2. 1.
Have you been up all night eating cheese?
Nice, Gary!
Literally me last weekend.
There you go. Fantastic stuff. I look into the private life of the Greeno household. There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah. waste not, want not. Damo, another quick story time and a quick update. If
I
you
like
will.
stories about pinatas.
Talked last week about the forced coercion into accepting handing over information due to a mandatory work office engagement that I've got no choice but to go to next week.
Yeah.
So
the attendant, you didn't have to attend, but RSVP was mandatory, Greeno. You had to RSVP.
was mandatory, and also passing over a whole bunch of information to RSVP to an event that you're mandatory required to attend. Was also there.
Seemed like a pretty shitbag way of asking someone for their details, didn't it? Really?
Not just my details, emergency contact details, etc.
Yeah.
All very fucking weird. To which Greeno did the very dick move thing of giving no details and basically just initials and NAs throughout the entire form.
Yeah.
But kept everyone off my back because at least I RSVP.
You became an old man trying to sign up for an iPhone contract. Hey, you've got my name, you've got my address. What else do you bloody need to know? That's all you get.
That's all you're getting. So I thought that was the end of it, right? Yeah. But no, fucking this week, next layer.
Oh, no.
So we get an email this week to go, look, in order to attend this event, you must download this app. Otherwise, you'll not be able to come in.
But this is the event that everyone's being forced to attend. Yes?
Forced to come, mandatory attendance.
This sounds dodgier by the week. This fucking event.
So I didn't read the email properly. I thought it just said you've got to bring this QR code because I'm like, well, you've already got my details. I assume I've just got to print out this email and I bring the QR code in and fucking that's my attendance. But I'm like, well, you've already got my name on there. Can't I just go, hey, Greeno here, hand up like a school roll?
Check it off.
So like,
tick it off.
Is Greeno here? Yep. Tick him off. Excellent. Let's move in.
In this time of COVID, excuse me, sir, in this time of COVID, are you seriously considering not putting someone on the door to, check off names as they come in? So what's your last name? Not on the list. We need one of those not on the list guys.
Not in those shoes. Like I plan on wearing bad shoes. Hopefully they won't let me in. I can just go back home.
Exactly.
So I thought it was just a thing I had to print off. And then I saw a message today from someone in like a manager's chat going, remind your teams to download the app. Otherwise, they won't be able to get in. I'm like, whoa, wait.
Where is this thing? Is this at the office or somewhere else?
It's an external site, but it's an office event. So we because they sold off the office.
Right.
So they're like, fuck, we want everyone to come in. Well, they can't come to the office. There's no space. We better just hire a room. So we're at some random fucking hotel room.
Right. So this might be the hotel's.
No, this has got nothing to do with the hotel. This is all internal.
Really? The app and everything?
Everything.
What?
Everything.
That's so weird. Why would the company want everyone to scan in if the venue is okay with it?
It's fucking, I don't know, man.
Hang on. Do you know what this is starting to sound like, Greeno? It's starting to sound like a test run for bringing in like a new permanent kind of set of arrangements. Like, no, we're going to have everyone come to the office, but you're all going to have the app and you'll scan in every day. Because here's a little story.
I like stories about pinatas.
The last place I worked at, not the place I'm currently at, but the job before, the job I was doing, right? Now, this company was like a relatively small to medium-sized business, family-run company. I've always tended to work in small businesses, more so than large ones, right? Except for now, basically. And so it was a very small business. And we used to just have, like, I never had a punch card or anything, I just wrote down on a piece of paper, started this time, finished this time, and it wasn't an issue. You know why? Because I'm an honest worker. So I would rob myself of minutes. I'd round down. You know what I mean? And to make it a nice
bucket, we'll call it 4.
We'll call it 4 o'clock. I mean, 15 minutes just becomes a pain in the ass for the payroll chick, really. Yeah. So don't worry about it. It's all good.
We don't want to do. We don't want to quarter an hour. Fuck it.
That's it.
Throw it on there.
Yeah. And then before I left, maybe a year before, they converted into this system, right? Well, get this. In order to clock in for the start of the day, because there was probably some other fucking dickheads working there who fucked it up for everyone. Let's be honest, that's generally what happens.
That's generally how it works.
Yeah. If you're working at a place that's operating very well on the honor system and everyone's open and honest with each other and there's no, there's nothing left on the table kind of thing, everyone knows what's going on, then it's fine. And then you hire a couple of fucking yahoos from some other place and they start, a month or two later, and then they start taking the piss. You know what I mean? And they probably fucked it up for everyone else. So the company brought in this I had to download an app to log in. And when I scanned in for the day, I had to walk into the kind of coffee room there and take a photo of a smiley face that was on the wall, believe it or not, through the app. And then the app kind of registered that and my location at the yard, right? Because they were like, well, we can't have people logging off when they get home. So it has to locate you. You have to have your location services on and take a picture of this fucking smiley face on the wall. So the company knows that you were there at that time.
Nice,
and this is a small, medium company. So, long story short, it wouldn't surprise me if a larger, richer company like the one that you're at would be thinking, well, if they're really committed to getting people back in the office, now they'll be looking for reasons and looking for quote unquote solutions on how to get them back. And so making it so nobody can find any loophole, you know what I mean? Making it so nobody has an excuse to say, well, no, I can't come in because of X, Y, and Z. Now they're going, well, look, we've got the app. It's contact tracing. It's all about safety. You've signed this waiver. It's too fucking bad, my friend.
Nice, Gary.
Wouldn't surprise me, Greeno, if it's coming.
Correct. So I see the fact that they're like, Aaron, you got to download this app to attend a mandatory event that you told us you had to come regardless. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, no, let's just back up here a second. So I'm like, well, let's have a little look into this app, shall we?
Yeah.
And because I'm like, well, firstly, I'm not downloading an app onto my phone. I'm already fucking, they've already put the 5G in my body with the vaccine demo. I can't be fucking, I think the app's going to fuck it all up. Like, it could be dangerous.
They really don't know you. They're trying to get you to download an app on your phone. Blockheads, I can't even get Greeno to download fucking Fortnite on his PlayStation.
Exactly.
Won't do it. Not into it.
Not into it. Not going to happen.
Not happening.
You're going to trace me, sir. It's a conspiracy. So I was like, I looked into it. Firstly, the app itself has got a 1-star rating on Google Play.
Yeah.
So that doesn't fill me with a great deal of confidence on the app.
Looking good.
A bit of a dud. Then I'm like, well, I'm intrigued. What permissions is the app asking for if I were to download said app? And it's like, it needs to know your location. It has access to your messages. It has access to your phone. It has access to a bunch of other things. And I'm like, this is to attend a mandatory work fucking function.
So you've refused to give them you've refused to give them the details that they've requested in the RSVP in the first place. And I wonder if they've gone away and thought, we'll get this little cheeky little cunt. Let's make him download this app and sign up through that instead. Hand over your details. Don't worry, you won't have to hand them over. We'll just take them from you.
We'll take them off you because we're just going to get them straight off your phone.
Yeah.
So I thought, look, this is I'm in a dilemma here because I don't I'm not the kind of person who I will cause trouble for myself.
You're not making waves for...
That doesn't bother... No. I'll call wave as long as I'm the one that gets in trouble. I don't like causing waves that gets, my boss or, people I like. And, they have to deal with it. I don't want to do anything that annoys my boss because my boss is a fucking good dude. So
that's how they get you, mate.
I'm like, no. I'm not fucking down. No matter what, I'm not down.
They use your respect for your manager as the cudgel to beat you with. You know what I mean? Because no, they'll do it because they like him. Even if they don't like it, they'll do it because they like him.
But you know me, Damo. I'm the dude who will refuse to walk into a store if they ask for my phone number.
That's right.
You want my money? Yeah. Cool. I got fistfuls of cash here. I'll buy whatever. But you need my details for me to come in? Fuck you. I'm not coming in.
Yeah. For those who don't know that story, Greeno told the story. I told a story on the air once, and I said how the girl behind the counter was fucking asking me for my email address and shit. And I was like, and he goes, why don't you just walk out? And I thought, I've never actually thought of that before. Because I used to think, why are they asking for all this? Is this so you can send me all this shit? This was years ago. Now it's commonplace. But back then it was still a little bit weird for people to do that. And Greeno's like, they asked me that. I just fucking walk out. And that was a game changer for me. Because I was looking forward to the next shop that I walk into where somebody asked me for all these fucking details just so I could tell them to go fuck themselves.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
So I was like, what am I going to do here that's not going to fucking get my boss in trouble? And sometimes you just need a moment of clarity. And I was having a shower before the show and I'm like, I fucking got it. So they need me to download an app, right? I'm concerned about the validity and safety of the app. So what I'm going to do on Monday is I'm going to download the app to my work computer. Now, my work computer is not going to allow me to download the app because it's going to be a security concern.
Yeah.
Because I can't download anything on my work computer. It says, no, you can't. You need certain permissions.
So the app that work wants you is actually forcing you to download is too unsafe for work's own computer system.
Correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the email from IT says you're trying to download an app you're not allowed to download to a work computer,
which is dangerous.
And then when they go, hey, where's your app? Because you need to scan in. I'm like, well, I tried to download it to my work computer. They said it was unsafe.
You know what you could do, Greeno? You could say, look, boss, I did you a favor. I flagged it as a security risk to the IT department. Nobody should download the fucking app, okay?
That was the other thing I was going to do. I was going to report it as spam to the IT department.
As suspicious.
Suspicious email because I'll take a couple of days to get back. And they go, where's your app? And I'm like, no, man, I thought it was suspicious. It
suspicious
like
app. That's fantastic.
So that's what I'm going to do on Monday. I'm going to download it on the work computer, wait for the IT to get in touch with me and go, you can't download this shit. And then I'll have an email from IT going, you can't download this shit. And if they go, why didn't you download it? I'm like, I tried to, but work said it was unsafe. So
I love this story. This is my favorite story at the moment because this is kind of blossoming into Mexican standoff kind of situation. Where you're both kind of pulling a bigger gun on each other, taking turns, you know. You've pulled out a rifle, they've rolled out a cannon, you know.
Mate, they're fighting hard to steal my info, dude.
The angle about the work computer is fucking gold, though. Fucking nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Oh, wait. So this app you want me to download to attend the mandatory meeting is here. Our own IT department says it's too unsafe for our work computers. Why the fuck would I put it on my phone?
Why do you need me to put it on my personal phone? Now, here's the thing. If they gave me a work phone, I will fucking download it.
100%.
Oh, no problem. I've got no qualms.
Yeah.
I just have massive qualms about downloading anything onto my personal thing because the amount of fucking freakish porn that I look at, mate, like I can't have work looking at that. Like, that's no good.
You know, and you bring up a very good point there, Greeno, because I've fallen before I've had different jobs where I'm like, oh, look, you know, I'll give someone my fucking personal number, you know, in a work-related scenario. Yeah. And I always live to regret it because that's when I start getting the fucking calls on the weekend. Hey, you coming out this week? Or, you know, I'm just trying to organize. I'm like, no, this is not like contact me anytime phone. You know, I said, oh, look, if you get stuck with this thing, call me, you know. And then it ends up getting used against you. So so a long time ago, I made a rule like, no, I'm not only do I not allow any mixing of work stuff on my phone, but I don't even answer the phone unless I know the number. Like if I'm
the same.
You know,
totally.
And if you don't, so if I don't know you and you call me, that's fair enough. But if you don't leave a message, I'll probably leave it. But if you ring back like twice or three times and don't leave a message, I block the number. I'm like, nah, don't care. Like, it's that brutal. Like, no, sorry. If you're not going to tell me what's going on, I'm not interested. And then, you know, I'll get an email like 2 weeks later and they'll go, oh, yeah, I tried calling you. I'm like, oh, yeah, you this number? Yeah, I blocked it. Because, you know, don't call me randomly and hang up. So
I had that with a construction company the other week where like the same number called me 4 times. And I'm like, I better fucking Google this number. I don't know it. I'm not answering it. So I Googled it. That's what I do. I Google it, and normally it's fucking spam, so it's fine. I blocked the number. But I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's literally a company I just paid $20,000 to. Better call them back. Yeah. And I called them. I'm like, oh, hey, man, like, you tried calling me? And they're like, we've been trying to call you for a week. I'm like, leave a fucking message. Like, hey, we're calling from this company, or send me a text going, because I don't have voicemail.
Yeah, like a normal person would. If it was me and I'm calling you, I would say, hi, Mr. Greeno. This is Boogs from the construction company. Just could you give me a call back when you get a chance? And like a normal fucking person would.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with this construction company, I've already got 3 different contacts. So I've got them in my phone already. It's like fucking Dave. And
Live without
Steve,
Jono.
So I'm like, Steve, Gavin, and Dave, like, surely if it's them, like, one of those 3 numbers I've already got saved in my phone is going to call me.
Yeah.
No, they call off a different number. I'm like, well, fucking, what do you expect me to do? I can't be saving 400 numbers.
Yep. If you're a younger person and you answer the phone every time it rings, trust me, you will eventually get to an age where you realize that the only people who are trying to get in touch with you are trying to get money. That's
trying
it.
to get money. They're trying to scam you.
They're chasing something, or they want you to buy something, or they're fucking your life up in some one way, shape, or form. They're only trying to get money out of you, so you just don't bother answering. And it's like, you can send me a letter if you want, you know?
Yeah, send me here.
Yeah. So I'm with you there.
Send me an email, but it's going to get in my junk box.
I'm with you there with this app and the phone situation because, you know, when I started at this job, Greeno, a couple of people said, you know, when you start filling in your details, right? And if, you know, like say like a signature on an email or something, right? And a couple of people are like, oh, you know, I put my mobile number down, and I'm like, well, good luck to you because I'm not fucking doing that. That's not happening.
You an idiot?
No. Yeah. Like I'm not spraying my fucking personal phone around. And in fact, you know, nobody at work has my personal phone number, I don't think. It's probably on file somewhere for an absolute emergency, but I haven't shared it with anyone.
Yeah, that's in the background in HR's file.
Yeah.
The only place it should be.
Yeah, because you know why? It's like, no, 9 to 5. That's when I'm available for work, friends. You know, 9 to 5:01.
And I've got a work number. Call me on that.
That's it. Call my work. I have a work number. It's, you know, it's fed in through the app and everything. I got the little headset. It's good to go.
That's it.
I'll
answer it.
Which brings us to a question, Greeno. I want to,
Dick.
you know, just kind of roll off the back of your story time there. But the question is, now, what is the etiquette for giving businesses and whatnot your work number instead of your personal number? Like actually starting to switch it around in your favor. So, you know,
for me, the answer to that is 100%.
100%. So you give out your work number.
I give my work number to every like contact that I need to speak to, because I'm like, well, if they call my work number, it's either a work call or it's someone I need to speak to. Because everyone on my mobile is going to be a scammer. So the answer to your question is every call that comes through my work line has to be answered. So it's 100%.
I like it. I like the way you think. So, like, if you're getting a bit of work done, or the building company, Greeno, give them the work number. It's like,
that's what I've done.
Call me between 9 and 5, Monday to Friday.
Yeah, here. My car's in for a service. I don't leave my mobile because I'm not going to answer that because most people are fucking scam callers. Call my work number.
Love it. Absolutely, 100%. So you just use the work number for everything. Fuck it.
Everything. Well, everything that I need to answer the phone for, because I'll answer that phone. I don't answer my mobile. Didn't you put the contact number for the work function as your work number? I did. They asked my mobile. I'm like, you don't fucking need my mobile.
Yeah.
Like my number is for work purposes. My fucking work number. You've got it on file already. But
my mobile number is on file already in case it's in the break glass in case of emergency fucking drawer. Like if the building, you know, fucking explodes or something and they can only identify me via my teeth, that's when you have my mobile number and you may use it, you know.
Correct.
Every other chance, no. Don't want to know.
Don't call me. Exactly. I don't want to know. Like, you want a number? You got my work number.
Yeah.
Call that. I won't be answering it at the stupid function because I'm going to get the stupid function instead. If you let me in, because I haven't downloaded the app.
Yeah. Hey, if you want me talking on the mobile phone, that's no worries. Sign me up for a work phone then.
Give me a work phone. I'll download porn on that instead. Fucking, it's a winner.
Yeah. It's like you're getting a job as a chauffeur, and then the chauffeur company says, "So, are you going to use your car?" Or
what's your car?
No, it's like I can ask.
What's your license plate? Well, what do we need a license plate for? I'm driving your car. What's the phone? You give me a license plate number for? What's your chassis number? What?
Yeah.
What?
I don't have a chassis. What are you talking about?
Oh dear. My backup plan. So let's say, quick, go back to that story
within a story.
I like stories about pinatas.
So let's say that IT fucking signs off and go, no, the app's fine. Well, fuck, what am I going to do then? Now, what I do have is when we were cleaning out the house, is we found old school Nokias, right? That we gave to the kids.
Yep, for toys.
It's like, hey man, these fucking toys, like
play Snake or whatever. Yeah.
Blah blah blah. It doesn't actually work.
But
I'm like, if worse comes to worse, I'm gonna rock up the event with the old Nokia 6110.
Yes.
And they're like, "Where's your app?" And I'm like, "Oh, I couldn't download it," and act like a fucking ignorant old man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do it on the phone, man. Like, have a look. Like, I got Snake, and I got that's it. I got Snake.
You are actually like you're hitting close to my heart, man, because I am like this close to getting rid of a smartphone altogether and just going back to a regular phone that messages and calls. The thing that I would miss the most is like I listen to a lot of audiobooks and stuff on it.
Yeah.
So because Twitter and shit I have on the computer. So if I don't really look at it that often anyway. So I could probably live with just that being on the computer just fine. I'm going to check it once a day or whatever. Yeah. That would work. Everything else I could probably deal with, but it would just be missing that kind of, the fact that it can Bluetooth up to a set of headphones and, you can listen to your audiobooks or whatever. I wouldn't miss that, but
I'm still old school. I still have an iPod.
Yeah, I know. I've still got one somewhere, but I don't even think it works anymore. They eventually just die,
They do. Well,
it
I
got
had this thing
smashed for so long, that iPod that I had. Fucking 15 years, I reckon I used that thing for.
I've been listening to my one for probably about 12 years straight. Still goes like a gun. Still smashes it. Still has every podcast I download, whack it on there. So
I
there
guess
is alternatives.
I guess I could get keep the smartphone, but then get like some kind of fucking plan that's data only or something.
Data only, so there's no phone.
No number, maybe. I don't even know if that's possible or not.
Well, surely you can disconnect the number, but you can keep the Wi-Fi connection, right?
That's true. Yeah. So you could. Yeah, you could.
But if you're at home, if you're home, why do you need the mobiles when you're outside?
Well, that's right. Yeah. But for when you're outside, then you just have. Again, I would just go to a non-smartphone. So it's got a call and it's got a, can text on it and that's it. No email. I would even not have emails on the phone or anything.
Yeah, emails
no
are nothing.
Camera, no microphone, no emails. I don't need that shit. Just
no location.
Yeah, just contacts, numbers, and text messages, and that's it.
That's what we need.
And
really?
then I'd have to be down the shop to get a Gregory's Greeno street directory.
that is it. We threw out our car street directory last week.
Never gonna need this again.
It's been sitting in the car. It was like 14 years old. I said to the wife, I'm like, dude,
these suburbs don't even exist anymore.
I'm like, literally, I'm looking at where I live. I'm like, where we live doesn't exist. Like, this is useless. Like, if you want to go to Dubbo, we're sweet because nothing's changed there in 20 years. But
100 years.
Aside from that, so we got rid of it.
Fantastic.
Street directory gone. You can, but with that, you can go buy yourself like an old
TomTom.
TomTom. I've still got one of those bad boys.
Do you really? Do they still work? Are they still in business?
Yeah,
TomTom or
Navman
was another one.
I got Navman. That's the one I got. Navman. Navman still works.
Navman still works. Okay.
Yeah, still goes strong.
There you go. Yeah, so there are workarounds. You can get a Navman, and then you don't need the smartphone for driving around.
Yeah.
But then again, if you don't have to drive to the office or anything, well, you don't need an Navman either, do you? So you can just sit at home and not sit at home and not have a smartphone.
My location is the exact same place I've been for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Fucking
in the garage.
Inside my house in the garage. Everything I do is inside the garage. What are we doing? Let's go.
Let's wrap it up soon, man. I've got to get an early morning tomorrow.
No, it's fine. Let's go cancel everything. We're still in segment 1. Let's go cancel everything.
We are literally still in fucking segment 1. This is ridiculous.
We're going to scrap all of segment 2. That's all gone.
Okay. So we are doing cancel everything or?
Yeah, let's do cancel everything because you like cancel everything.
I do. It's one of my favorite segments on the show.
Let's do cancel everything, go to a break, come back with some stat mans, then we'll fuck off.
Okay. Well, why nobody should be using the thumbs up emoji in 2022 and the 10 symbols only old people use that have Gen Z rolling their eyes. I regret sending this already. Gen Z sees the thumbs up emoji as rude or passive aggressive. Do they?
Nice, Gary.
So now we're canceling emojis now, Damo.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear. And to be fair, it's accurate because there's literally only 2 emojis I use. Fucking thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it's probably 3. The thumbs up, smiley face, and the fucking heart if you really like something. That's it.
I think
that's what you need.
Yeah. I think I use like the okay, the peace sign probably a bit, and just the stock standard LOL one. Only because on so many things now, if you type LOL, it automatically changes to the emoji.
The emoji. Yeah. Well, here's the thing as well. Because, like, it just goes to show going back to your last point, if you will.
Yeah.
there's too much communication now, right?
Yeah.
So you can't sit there and reply to every message anymore
No.
because that's just too much. Like, I like reading people's comments, but I can't write a full reply in response to every single comment because otherwise fucking shit would go nuts.
Yeah.
So the thumbs up, the fucking okay sign, the smiley face, the heart, that is a sufficient enough reply because there's too much communication.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because it's so true. I actually find myself now that there is so much communication. And of course, it's ironic because we're on the internet right now. I mean, we get that. But it's kind of like, well, and once this show's finished, guess what? I'm going to turn the computer off and go to bed. You know what I mean? So it's on our time kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's not, nobody's forcing us to do this, right? Whereas, all the rest of society is constantly forcing you to sign up to an app or scan in or do something. They want to be more connected. And the more connected that they want everyone to be, I'm finding myself becoming more of an ABBA tier recluse, Greeno.
Disconnected.
I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm surrounded by used car salesmen, Greeno, constantly. Or shop assistants. Hi, can I help you with anything? Is there anything I can help you with? Do you want to sign up for our newsletter? No, fuck off. Fuck off. I'm not interested.
Not interested. So, can we just give him a thumbs up?
Yes.
Can we move on?
Yeah, can we use emojis in real life and just do the monkey covering its eyes and get the fuck out of there? A 24-year-old on Reddit, that's a qualification in of itself, isn't it?
Right.
Nice.
I sent you an article last night. I didn't put it in the rundown, but it was just like, I thought news couldn't get any worse. But last night it peaked with that article I sent you. This one is not far behind it.
What, you're not interested in what a nameless 24-year-old on Reddit thinks?
No, I really don't. Somehow we're talking about it, though, because we're cancelling everything, though.
Yeah. A 24-year-old on Reddit summed up the Gen Z argument, saying it is best, quote, never used in any situation as it is hurtful. No one my age in the office does it, but Gen X people always do it. It took me a bit to adjust to it and get it out of my head that it means they're mad at me. Which one is... Okay, so this is the thumbs up emoji.
Apparently, thumbs up means the 24-year-old retard thinks that it means someone's angry.
He quote, passive-aggressive and confrontational. The thumbs up emoji. I mean, the kids are fucked, aren't they? They really are.
Nice, Gary.
How does a 24-year-old respond to a message like, yeah, man, that's fine?
I don't know. I don't even know how you get to that conclusion. You know what I mean?
Me, I'm like, yeah, man, that's sweet. Like, I like it. That's all good.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
It's the kind of reaction I get when someone's like, when someone says something that's completely innocent is racist, which happens a lot, for example. I don't really get angry.
We've done that many a time. Is this racist?
Is this racist? I don't really get angry or anything like that. My first reaction is always kind of bewilderment. And I'm always like, how did you get there? How did you, what were the dominoes that fell for you in order to end up at the conclusion that this particular thing is racist? And with the with the thumbs up emoji, again, I'll ask the same question of the random 24-year-old on Reddit, Greeno.
Reddit.
How did you end up at passive aggressive and confrontational from a thumbs up? How did you get there? Like, what happened to you? What's happened in your life? Did a drunk uncle you don't like stick his thumb in your ass or something? Is that what it was? Something like that? Because it seems like it's coming from a deep-seated place.
There's layers. There's definitely layers.
Oh, look at this. Business consultant.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
To go to Daily Boogie, which is back tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
That looks like bold frame glasses.
Bold frame glasses, exactly,
Nice,
Greeno.
Gary.
100% bold frame every single time. Not tomorrow morning, Sunday morning this week.
Sunday morning this week.
Yeah, got an early one tomorrow. Got to take the doggos for a run because I didn't take them yesterday because I'm super dad. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm watching Bathurst. I can't. Too bad.
I'm super dad. I watched Bathurst all day.
Yeah. I had to start drinking. I started drinking mimosas at 7:30 in the morning, Greeno. And that's usually the time I would take the doggos to the park for a big run. And, I like to take them for a big run at least once a week and then a bath straight after. And they're all nice and tired and clean. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a good way to kind of end the week. But last week, I'm sorry, kids, Bathurst is on. You ain't going anywhere.
Don't feel bad, sir. I had the kids come out at like 6 in the morning. And the oldest one came up to me and she's like, Dad, it's it's too dark outside. Why are you up? I'm like, well, it's baseball playoffs. Like, I'm gonna be up. She's like, you go back to bed, because I always give her lip, going, stop getting up so early to watch TV. So she's like,
no. Yeah.
But then I had to have the same conversation. And they're like, oh, can we watch our shows? I'm like, no. This is Daddy's TV this weekend. You guys can fuck off. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, literally, Daddy's going to watch TV for every minute of this weekend.
Yep.
And they're like, you're joking. I'm like, no.
It's Daddy's time now.
Why do you think Daddy is up at 4 a.m. on a Saturday? Because he's watching baseball playoffs for 12 hours. And then I'm going to watch 12 hours of Bathurst the next day.
Because that's the only time he can get if he directly physically threatens you with violence.
Because Daddy literally has to wake up before the sun gets up to get any fucking free time.
Nice, Gary!
Now that is passive aggressive 24-year-old dickhead on Reddit.
That's how you do it, sunshine. You got a lot to learn. So this is business consultant, and she says it's important to understand the dynamic of your workplace before sending emojis, especially the thumbs up. To her, I give a thumbs down, Green.
You dick!
I would reply if an email went out at work and said, consider about your emojis. And I use a smiley face at work quite often, because it's like, no worries, smiley face, everything is good. Because sometimes it can be hard for people to determine if you're, snippy and stuff, because work emails can tend to be very short and direct and to the point, if you know what I mean. So, if I feel like it looks a little short or direct to the point, I'll just whack a smiley face in there, lets the other person know we're all good. We're
a bit of you whack a lull at the end. Like the generation below us, not interested in any of that shit. But I'm with you. Like,
I try to deformalize it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, this sounds harsh. Fuck it. I'll whack a ha-ha at the end or a smiley face.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah. So my last workplace had a WhatsApp chat for our team to send info to each other, and on most of the people on there just replied with a thumbs up. I don't know why, but it seemed a little bit hostile to me, one woman said.
Nice, Gary!
I don't know why.
Agreements you fuck with.
Can I just say, if you see a thumbs up emoji and you don't know why it feels aggressive, it's a you problem. That means there's something wrong with you. Okay?
Right.
That's your problem to take care of. She believes words are always better than symbols in a professional icon, and can see how people are disillusioned by the all good icon. No, not good enough. It's not all good, Greeno. It's never good. Predictive systems can type a word like thanks in 2 clicks after a while, she told Female. It feels like people are too lazy to type a written response, and it doesn't provide clarity as to the next steps. Do you mean, yes, I will do something? Okay, I agree. Or is it just confirmation? Well, if the person can answer with a thumbs up, that means you didn't ask the right question. How about that?
No, here's the thing. I will frame this in 2 different ways.
Yeah.
I kind of actually half agree with that, right? If you're sent an email, again, it depends on the form of communication. If you're sent an email, then I think it needs to be responded with words, right?
Yes.
But if you're in a work chat, then it's fucking emoji frenzy. If you're given the option of in a work chat of literally being able to select an emoji, that means you're allowed to reply with an emoji. An email is different, because you have to go out of your way to create the emoji so it shows up. That needs to be replied to in words. Group chat, whether it be WhatsApp or MS Teams or whatever you use. That's a different story. So it depends on the platform.
I mean, like our emails, if I put like the smiley face in, like with the colon and the bracket, it just does convert into a smiley face emoji.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't stay as the numerical thing. So
yeah, but I think it depends on the email as well. It's like,
I wouldn't go out of my way. I wouldn't go out of my way to paste an emoji in there or something. I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, I'll give it context, right? So today I got sent something at lunchtime that's urgent from a legal department. And it was like a full written legal and privileged, and I need these particular calculations done by COB today, blah, 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 blah. That would probably be unprofessional for me to send back like an eggplant. You know what I mean?
Nice, Gary!
The eggplant with the liquid and the lips, Greeno.
Yeah, that one. But
or the manager sends you something about a new fucking employee starting, you just send back the smiling turd emoji.
Probably not. No. But if someone sends me an email going, hey you up, then
You could
fucking taco emoji right back.
you could
know?
send a, like if you're sick for work, Greeno, you could send an email and just put in the subject line sick and then just the emoji with the mask on. And nothing else. Kind regards.
Exactly. And once again, context. You know what I mean? Like, depends on the situation.
Absolutely.
Good time for a break, and then we'll come back and we'll smash this bad boy out.
No, let's just finish off. Let's go through. Let's fuck the break.
Want to get another beer? Or you do the next bit?
Yeah, all right. Well, what are we doing next? Go and get a beer.
Go and get a beer. Are you going to bring up that story that I brought up yesterday? I sent you yesterday.
Which one? The politician?
No, not the politician one. The one about the so-called news.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fine. Yeah, I can bring that
Yeah.
up.
All right. You do about that one. Give me a second.
All right. Here we go. As always, very professional here on the show. Oh God, this stupid article. Listen to him banging around out there.
Shall we begin?
All righty.
I found it.
Yep. Abby Chatfield. Who the fuck's Abby Chatfield, Greeno?
Here's the thing. For context, this was a so-called news article. Now,
This is news.
we often do a segment on the show going like biggest news story of the week, a la taking the piss.
Rebecca
Going, how the
Judd
fuck-
normally is the.
Yeah, how the fuck is this in like legitimate news stories anymore?
Yeah.
But it gets worse and worse. So to answer your question, Damo, this chick is one of those perennial people that are on reality TV shows. So I think she started on maybe one of those Bachelor shows, and then she ended up on I'm a Celebrity. Then she ended up on a different reality show, and then somehow she ended up on a contestant on Masked Singer, and now she's like, well, I've run out of reality shows. How do I get my name out there? And this pops up in the news.
Abby Chatfield has revealed she's enjoyed a new sexual experience in the bedroom after her recent split from former Bachelorette contestant Conrad Bien Stefan. The popular personality, I don't know, let's get a fact check on that. The popular personality opened up about her revelation on a recent episode of It's a Lot podcast, stating she had big news before. Well, so there it is, news, Greeno. She said so. It's big news. Before recounting in detail what happened while she was in bed with a new guy. Okay, let's.
Went to this person's house. I was slaying as per usual. I'm lying there. I'm getting and I'm like, that's weird. Oh, okay, that's like a bizarre feeling. And then I start like screaming, and then I was like, what the was that? And he said, "You squirted."
This is a news article, sir. So let's call her Z-list, maybe celebrity.
Yeah.
At best.
Can I just say, the internet has brought us many good things, but it also brings us, it has also created an industry of people who make a living writing articles for internet websites, which is really just a commentary on the shitty podcasts they listen to and the shitty programs they watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, this person is writing an article because they listened to this podcast, and a former contestant on The Bachelorette, which they probably watched, said something about squirting. Fucking stop the presses.
Nice, Gary!
Fuck me dead.
This is what we need to get. We need to get back to, like, it's just Snake on the phone. Nokia 6110s. That's all we need.
Yeah.
What category are we in? I forget off the top of my head.
Aren't we in? What was the one we were going for again? The category? Personal Journal or something? Was it?
Personal Journals, that's the one. Biggest personal journal podcast in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Now, we fed into that particular category. Apparently this story, so some chick decided to squirt. Well, they're writing an article about it. Falls into the lifestyle category.
Lifestyle.
Of the news
Lifestyle.
website.
So there you go.
Right.
Listen, during sex, women can produce a few different forms of fluid. The first is the lubricating kind, released when aroused to aid with sexual intercourse. What kind of article is this? Then as an orgasm is reached, a, quote, milky fluid is excreted from the urethra, the hole we urinate from. This is news, Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
Quote, the hole we urinate from. What is the target audience? 8-year-olds? What's going on here? Jesus Christ, man. Fantastic. I couldn't live without knowing that. I don't know about you. Oh, you've literally lost him.
No, I'm here, sir. I've had a blowout. My glasses literally fucking snapped for some reason halfway through that.
Well, that's no reason to stop talking and leave me hanging. You should be.
No,
more
I was trying to
professional
work out.
than
I didn't know whether something whacked me in the head or whether something happened. Then I realized my glasses are broken. So,
Yeah.
my apologies.
My apologies.
I'll find the mini screw in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
What are we up to?
This is the most random fuck up we've had on the show.
That is literally. I was like, what fucking whacked me in the head? Because something popped on my glasses. I'm like, this is fucking weird. I pulled them off and I'm like, oh, did anything hit me? No, nothing's there. And then I'm like, oh, literally the glasses lens is falling out of the frame. It's really, really weird. And then I realized the screws disappeared. So we're all good. Let's do NBA hypocrites and then we'll call it a day.
Okay, NBA hypocrites. Who's this guy again? Mark Price, screener?
Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr last year, and quite rightly, was very vocal, given
Draymond.
His history where his father was killed overseas. Running a university overseas.
Yep.
So very passionate about gun violence.
Sure.
So last year, when there's further tragedies happening in America, he was very, very vocal. Said, "Look, the violence has got to stop."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Fucking good, good people, fucking taking a stand."
We need to respect each other out there, Greeno. Violence has got to stop. Be a goddamn human being. Stop killing each other out there. Come on.
Stop hurting each other. Like this is it's not fucking good enough. And I agreed.
I can tell you, as the coach of the Golden State Warriors, we don't tolerate that kind of thing around here. We won't accept that, Greeno. Everyone's got to be nice.
Yeah. And then, and if you saw last week, one of their star players, Draymond Green, decided, here's a good idea. I'm going to go and assault one of my own teammates at a practice because he seems to be getting a bit fucking cocky for his own good after almost getting a big fat contract. Yeah. And so they're like, well, you got to fucking sack him. And they're like, well, hang on. Like, let's calm down, shall we? Like, I'm not going to win another premiership.
Draymond and I have been together for 8 years. We've had plenty of run-ins.
Run-ins, Greeno.
We've won championships together. We've lost championships together. We've been through an awful lot together. I trust him. He broke our trust with this incident. But I'm giving him.
He also broke his teammate's jaw.
Nice, Gary.
Benefit of the doubt because I think he's earned that. And I think our team feels the same way.
He's earned it. Because he's a good guy, Greeno. That's why.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yep.
What if he wasn't an integral part of the championship winning team?
Oh, you're suggesting that his level of stardom and importance to the team is probably dictating the moral stance that we have here.
Yeah, I'm also calling out that maybe, and just maybe, Damo, just fucking a hunch.
Yeah.
The fact that they get their ring ceremony on opening day.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that. Yeah.
Bit awkward if they had to suspend a player, even though we assaulted a teammate, which is normally, if you do that in a regular workplace, a sackable offense. And normally looking at that's prison time or some kind of criminal charge for assaulting a work colleague. You wouldn't want him to miss out on that ring ceremony on day one, Damo. So let's not suspend him. Let's give him an undisclosed fine and maybe a week off trading as a bit of a punishment. Doesn't sound like much of a punishment.
No, and it's a shame that Draymond didn't think it through because, I mean, think about the amount of damage you could do to someone's face if you had the ring on first, Greeno, when you punched them.
Fair call.
Knock an eye right out of its fucking socket.
Yeah.
Make Horace Grant look like a fairy tale.
Exactly. Yeah. Mate, you pointed it out. Like everyone's willing to take a stand, but everyone's a hypocrite as soon as it costs any kind of money or might cost them championship points in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, look, I have morals, but I mean, I'm not an idiot. We need Draymond out there.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. Too important to the team. I mean,
yeah.
Fucking nice job, Gary. Nice, Gary. Nice, everyone.
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Well done.
You got two options. You can talk about AFL Trade Radio before we go, or we can call it a day.
Look, there's nothing to say about Trade Radio. It happened. It's over. It'll be back next year.
Getting it done.
Yeah, that's it. So we're out of here then. Anything you want to sign off on or what?
No, that'll do. We'll call it a day on that.
Well, that's a very unceremonious end to the show anyway.
Well, quick story time then.
Okay, quick little story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
We've talked before about how little fuck we give about T20. And I never thought I'd realized how little I cared about T20 until last week. So back into that big sport weekend, there was nothing else on, and there was an Australian T20 versus England, I think it was.
Was it England or the West Indies?
No, it was England.
Okay.
It was England.
I've got to put my hand on my heart and admit, didn't watch it. Once I've watched, because I watched not only every lap of Bathurst, but I watched 4 hours of pre-race stuff and the other categories. Went straight from Bathurst into the fucking Formula One.
F1.
Watched that, then watched the post-race of that. And by the time I was done with that, I'm like, you know what? I'm checking out. That's it. I'm done. Too much sport for one day.
Well, I was literally at that point too, because I'd watch fucking 3 games of baseball on top of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But the kids were in bed, and the wife's like, "Is there anything on TV?" I'm like, "Fucking cricket." Yeah. So I put that
cricket season's on. Started already. Cricket season in September, Greeno. Jesus.
Well, firstly, it's October, and the footy's finished, so it's fine.
Oh no, but there was cricket. There was cricket at the end of September.
I know that was stupid. But I have a rule, unless fucking the footy is finished, you're not allowed to play cricket. And then if the cricket isn't finished, you can't play footy. That's how it should work. That's how we roll. But so I whacked it on, and I got through 2 hours of the match. So I got through all the first inning, and then I got through kind of 10 overs of Australia's reply, and just went to bed because I'm like, oh, it's bedtime.
Who gives a fuck? Yeah.
And I literally, it wasn't until 4 days later that I realized I how little a fuck I gave. Not only did I go to bed halfway through a run chase, I didn't even bother to look up who won. I still had no idea who won the game last Sunday. I was like, this is how little I care about T20. I just had it on. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll watch it for a bit. There's nothing else to do. Didn't even bother to look up. That's T20 in a nutshell.
Yeah, they're never going to get me interested in cricket. Look, I'll watch cricket in September if I have to, but it's not going to be. Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be T20 or anything. I'd probably rather watch state cricket 50 overs than T20 Australia versus whoever, you know.
Yeah.
To be brutally fair, I'd rather watch Sheffield Shield than 2020. Honestly,
looking forward to the Sheffield Shield updates and the show to come.
Oh yeah, the fans love their Sheffield Shield.
Fans love their Sheffield Shield.
Yeah, of course they do. All right, that's it. I'll be on Saturday night USA time, Sunday night Australian time this week.
Sunday morning, isn't it?
Sunday morning Australian time, yes, correct. Yeah. But it doesn't matter whatever. I could say it's Wednesday Australian time, Greeno. It doesn't make any difference. No one pays attention to that.
No one's paying attention. It's all good.
Saturday night USA. That's when I'll be on back, coming on back to the internet. So till then, I guess.
See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you